Hello to everybody watching and listening, and welcome back to some more Mechabellum. My opponent gets to start with another one of my favorite combinations, Supply Specialist with Sledges and Crawlers. You just add a couple of Marksmen and you're basically set for round number 1. I am starting with Stormcrawlers and Crawlers. My opponent apparently is not an enjoyer of standard play, at least in this particular setup, even though I think his units would be perfect for standard play. I'm opting for some chaff clear in front, and he's going central aggro, which I think is just plain bad. Like, for real. Why would you centrally aggro? You hope to get both towers at the same time. It's usually hard enough to get one tower. The whole point of aggro, as far as I understand it, is to get one tower and steamroll the rest of the army with fast units under the tower debuff. Anyway, nothing really special going on. My opponent is still positioning his crawlers. He's putting some of them to the rear. He's adding on another set of crawlers and another set of tanks, by the looks of it. Ah, no, he just added another set of tanks. Yeah, he's really far forward, but I classify this as aggro. Like, sledges at this position, that is aggro for me. I probably wouldn't have added marksman. Yeah, he has no unit behind the tower if he leaves it this way, yeah. So definitely aggro. My chaff clear is being, like, I was expecting standard, if I'm not mistaken. My chaff clear is being taken out very easily here. But sledges don't do that much damage, so they were actually able to get a decent amount of crawlers dead. And now he has a crawler problem at his front, and my stormcrawlers are hitting very hard. But can they hit hard enough? The tanks now have nothing else to shoot. They're starting to hit the stormcrawlers, but I think this is enough, yeah. Never underestimate the capacity of tanks to just push through the fire and hit the enemy. We have Sabertooths, Marksman, Scorpion, Wraith, all of these decent options in my opinion. At least for one of the two players. I'm not even sure what I'm picking here. Well, we'll see. Let's just accelerate a bit. Because against aggro, I still have to think a bit. Yeah, I opt for the Sabertooths, trying to see how good are they into these sledges. My opponent picked the Wraith. And since my entire anti-air capability is a set of fangs in the front to further clump up his units, guess how this one's going to go for me. He's getting both upgrades at the same time, if I saw that correctly. I'm getting another Stormcaller, and yeah. This is not going to be a good turn for me. I think I can kill everything on the ground, but he's going to kill everything I have instead. The Wraith is going to make sure of that. Yeah, without the Wraith, this is a very good fight. These Sabertooths are shooting a tank, a shot, and they are doing a good amount of damage. But then, of course, the Wraith. And the Wraith is just going to town all of these units. So, it's going to be level 2, yeah. Is it going after a tower? Or, yeah, it's going after a tower to begin with. Can these Stormcrawlers level if they get another tower? No, they can't. They would need another 113 XP, I think, even if they got that tower, which they don't even. So, mass produce Scorpion an option, I think. Strike Specialist if you want to get cheeky. Missile Specialist, not bad either, I think. In this specific case, if you're trying to waste money, I think it's much better if you just hang on to it for the later rounds. Since my opponent still has not a single unit to the rear of his towers, I'm opting for some Strike Specialist. Putting some crawlers here, seeing where they can go. And I definitely need some anti-air, so marksmen, I think, are the tool of my choice. I immediately rank them to level 2 because this Wraith can level. And level 1 marksman takes ages to kill a level 2 Wraith. The Wraiths are basically like overlords as far as health is concerned. He did drop some crawlers, and since he has the upgrade advantage, my flank is probably not going to accomplish anything. Despite what it says here, there seems to be some hard-coded logic where crawlers that are in this quadrant, basically, they will all go after the flank if something is there. He also added some anti-missile turrets against my stormcrawlers, and I'm not really liking my chances this fight here. Now, marksman number 1 is locked on. Marksman number 2 is not yet, but now it's locked on. And I guess I was speaking too soon. Maybe? Nah, I don't think I was speaking too soon. I think I can get the Wraith at least. But everything else is just pushing through, and the anti-missile turrets are doing very good work. I'm not sure if their anti-air actually degrades over time. Anyway, tanks, as I said before, just pushing through. Because they're tanks. They don't even need to care about stormcrawlers, and they at least match the level. Or have upgrades. Subsidized Stormcrawler. I'm picking it. I want to play more with Stormcrawlers, but I know one thing. If you want Stormcrawlers, either you get very few, or you get so many that it's not worth investing into anti-missile. My opponent is going for the top supply specialist. It's round 4, so it's totally reasonable. I just dropped the Stormcrawlers. And I'm giving them high explosive ammo. My flank failed, but my opponent is investing because he is probably expecting me to go further into that. He's also putting Degenerate Beam on his Wraiths, which is a good play in my opinion. They are surviving long enough, but the marksmen are leveling. And now that he's put a tech into that, I won't feel bad going into anti-air specialist. Or aerial specialist as it's called. He's going for more chaff besides that. Yeah, he hasn't added on any sledges beyond these 3 packs that he started with in round 1. I guess he bought 1 in round 1, but that's about it. I don't really feel like investing more into Sabertooths. They are such a niche thing, in my opinion. Anyhow, all of this got killed by the missile, and the crawlers are free to move in towards the front. I think the missiles are doing a good job overall, killing everything, and there's enough of them so that they are pushing through. However, with Degenerate Beam and not enough chaff play at the start, the Wraiths just destroy me once more. Come on. I don't get the anti-missile devices either. I don't get a lot of tanks or anything like that, so yeah. Not a good turn for me. This Wraith can level. This Wraith is about 2/3 of the way to leveling. Supply Specialist in round 5. Anti-interference module also pretty good. My opponent is just going for eco. He now has top supply and supply specialist, so he's getting 200 additional supply per turn. He drops another missile back here. The Wraiths still are an absolute menace. I now invest more into Sabertooths. Apparently I was wrong talking about them, or me expecting them not to be good earlier. I'm putting more Sabertooths down, my opponent is putting more sledges down. I now have the chaff clear. So I guess my thought now is I need something tanky in front of the sledges. And something that can kill the sledges efficiently. This Sabertooth is not doing enough damage, however, to kill a level 3 sledge. The level 2 Sabertooth is not enough damage to kill the level 3 sledge. But that might just be because my opponent has upgrades and I don't. I'm getting at least health upgrades now. Maybe if I had taken a look at the breakpoint, I would have gotten damage. Crawlers once again get annihilated completely. My opponent is dropping some crawlers here. But I don't care that much right now. Late arriving crawlers are not a bad thing either. Now these missiles are taking down basically all of the crawlers that are left, and I have some crawlers moving in. He is at the throat of my tower here, and the Wraiths have once again pushed through. So everything here didn't matter. Not one bit. He just steamrolls my army once more. And I'm down to less than half health. Like, what is this? 40%? 35%?